Welcome to At the Public Library, the video source for news and information about the San Francisco Public Library system. Stay tuned for reports on the Mayor's Summer Library Programs for Children, the Portola branch move, new features including a branch bio and teen book reviews, and listings of upcoming library programs for children, teens, and adults at the Public Library.
The main library offers a free orientation to the San Francisco Public Library system and the new online public access catalog every first Saturday of the month. The sessions run for an hour and provide a basic introduction to the library and its collections. Library orientations on the first Saturday of the month begin at 2 p.m. and take place in the Lurie Room of the main library. Times and schedules may change. Call 557-4400 for more information.
In August, the Lurie Room video programs focus on our Endangered Planet. Each Thursday at noon, the main library will be showing a free large-screen video. On August 4th, we will begin with one of the most highly acclaimed environmental films ever made, The Survival of Spaceship Earth. Then, on August 11th, get a first-hand view of the efforts in Kenya and in Zimbabwe to thwart the destruction of the elephant and black rhinoceros in Africa's Poaching Wars. On August 18th, we're offering two films. We All Live Downstream traces the effects of industrial pollution on the Mississippi River and its neighbor population. And Wild California documents the efforts of the California Nature Conservancy to preserve many unique environments. Finally, on August 25th, in celebration of trees, the world's oldest living things, takes you from the Olympic National Park to the Everglades to the Shenandoah Valley for a stirring and poetic vision of the many-faceted relationship between people and trees. So join us each Thursday at noon in the Lurie Room of the main library for a look at our Endangered Planet.
Every Friday from 3 to 6 p.m., the main library Children's Department hosts the Chess Club for children of all ages. International, Chinese, Vietnamese, Japanese, and Korean chess are offered, as well as Go and Scrabble. That's the Chess Club in the main Children's Department at the main library, every Friday at 3 p.m.
The San Francisco Public Library's services for the deaf and hearing impaired are located on the second floor of the main library in the Civic Center. Staffed with personnel fluent in American Sign Language, the services for the deaf and hearing impaired contain numerous resources for and about the deaf and hearing impaired. Deaf services may be reached via TTD at phone number 557-4433 or voice phone at 557-4434. Hours of operation are Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 12 noon to 6 p.m. and Tuesdays from noon to 9 p.m.
Looking for a great deal on books? Then drop by the Book Bay Bookstore in Fort Mason. Operated by the Friends of the San Francisco Public Library, the Book Bay Bookstore offers great prices on used books, records, and tapes. There's something for everybody at the Book Bay, and all proceeds of the Book Bay benefit the Friends of the San Francisco Public Library. The Book Bay Bookstore is located in the Fort Mason Complex, Building C, on the first floor. The store is open Wednesdays and Fridays from 11 to 5, Thursdays 11 to 8, and Saturdays and Sundays again from 11 to 5. The Book Bay also welcomes donations of books. If you have books you'd like to donate, call the Friends of the San Francisco Public Library at 557-4257 for more information. So, now you know, that's bargain books at the Book Bay Bookstore, Fort Mason, Building C. Here's some news and notes about the San Francisco Public Library system. The Portola Reading Center, which had been located at 2434 San Bruno Avenue since 1941, unexpectedly lost its lease last month and was ordered to vacate the property by August 1st. The library administration is currently trying to secure a new site along San Bruno Avenue and hopes to reopen the Portola Reading Center sometime this fall. In the meantime, starting August 9th, Children's Library Service will continue in the Portola District at the offices of Family Connections, 2565 San Bruno Avenue. Hours for this limited children's library service at Family Connections are Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 1 to 4 p.m. Books and materials checked out from the Portola Reading Center may be returned to any branch library and the main. For library services close by the Portola District, library patrons may wish to visit the Bayview Anna E. Wadden branch at 5075 3rd Street, or the Excelsior Branch Library at 4400 Mission Street, and the Visitation Valley Reading Center at 45 Leland Avenue. The main library's popular collection of children's videos has been moved to the children's room of the main library. Formerly housed in the video circulation stacks on the second floor, the children's video collection was moved to the first floor children's room to provide better access for children and make room for the expanding video collection on the second floor. The children's video collection contains a growing number of fiction and non-fiction titles for children of all ages. Video cassettes from the children's collection may be borrowed for 3 days. Children are allowed to borrow 2 videos at a time, but unlike books and other materials, children are not exempt from paying overdue and other fines for video cassettes. The children's room in the main library at Civic Center is open Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from 10 to 6 p.m., Tuesdays from 12 to 9 p.m., and Fridays from 12 to 6 p.m. The San Francisco Public Library Commission meets on the first Tuesday of every month at 5:30 p.m. in the Lurie Room of the main library. The Finance Committee of the Library Commission meets the third Tuesday of the month at 4 p.m. The Building and Facilities Committee meets the third Wednesday of the month at 3 p.m. and the Planning Committee meets the third Wednesday of the month at 4 p.m. All San Francisco Public Library Commission meetings take place in the Lurie Room of the main library and are open to the public. For more information, phone 557-4233. And finally, this reminder, all San Francisco public libraries will be closed on Labor Day, Monday, September 5th.
Several of the branches have begun book discussion groups. House of the Spirits by Isabel Allende is the fiction choice of Sunset Discussion Group. They'll meet on Wednesday, August 17th at 7 p.m. at the Sunset Branch Library, located at 1305 18th Avenue at Irving. On August 24th and September 28th, they'll focus on nonfiction. Call 753-7130 for the title. The Bernal Heights Group is reading A Bend in the River, a novel by V.S. Naipaul. They'll be meeting on Thursday, August 25th at 4 p.m. at the Bernal Branch Library, located on 500 Cortlandt Avenue near Moultrie. Want to learn how to read? Want to help someone else learn to read? Contact Project Read of the San Francisco Public Library at 557-4388. Project Read is an adult literacy program that provides volunteer one-to-one tutoring for adult learners. Project Read's support of tutors and students includes tutor orientation and training, continuing education workshops for tutors and students, reading diagnostics for students, family programs, and referrals to classroom instruction at community college centers and to other agencies in the community. There are many ways you can help adults achieve their personal reading goals. Call Project Read to find out how. Learn to read or be a reading tutor. Phone 557-4388. 88.
Hi, Dave Schwabe for At the Public Library at the Marina Branch Library. This month marks the 40th anniversary of the Marina Branch, which has been serving residents of the Marina District since 1954. And this month, At the Public Library begins its series of branch library profiles as we take a look at San Francisco's unique and varied branch library system. The Marina Branch Library is located at 1890 Chestnut Street, adjacent to the Moscone Recreation Center. The building was designed by the architectural firm of Appleton and Wolford. The modern design of the one-story building, with its sweeping lines and 6,600 square feet of floor space, makes extensive use of tall glass windows and clay brick, all of which allows for an abundance of books and natural light. The Clay Brick and Tile Association featured the Marina Branch in their publication Brick and Tile of June 1956. The photographs were taken just before the branch opened by Phil Fain photographers of 341 Market Street. The Marina Branch groundbreaking ceremony took place at Funston Square, the former name of the Moscone Rec Center, on October 25, 1953. With acting mayor Byron Arnold officiating over the ceremonies, along with other members of the Board of Supervisors and Marina District associations. It took just 9 months to complete the construction of the branch at a cost of $156,000. With Mayor Elmer E. Robinson in attendance, the dedication ceremony for the Marina Branch Library took place on the evening of August 10, 1954. Along with the presentation of the colors, an invocation, and an assortment of speeches, the program also included music by the municipal band, a plaque unveiling ceremony, and of course, a champagne reception. The photographs of the Marina Branch groundbreaking and dedication ceremonies are from the San Francisco History Room in the main library. Later in the show, we're going to meet some of the current staff of the Marina Branch, take a look at the branch as it is today, and talk with some Marina Branch Library patrons.
The Friends of the Library annual literary series at the Herbst Theater is set to begin September 12th and will continue through next April. Here's some information about the first two performances in the series. On Monday, September 12th, Sarah Lawrence Lightfoot, author of Balm in Gilead, The Good High School, and I've Known Rivers, will be in conversation with Dr. Philip Zimbardo, a professor of psychology at Stanford University and host of the PBS TV series Discovering Psychology. Then, on Friday, September 23rd, Ned Rorem, composer and author of essays and criticism for the New York Times, Saturday Review, and others, and of Knowing When to Stop, talks with Wayne Kostenbaum, author and associate professor at Yale University. Upcoming guests will also include Tom Robbins, Joseph Heller, Lauren Bacall, Roz Chast, and others. Some events are sold out, but still available for series ticket purchasers. Call 415-392-4400 for further ticket information. And pick up a print copy of At the Public Library for a complete schedule of the series. Stay tuned now for highlights of the main library's summer exhibit, showing now through August 31st in the second floor rotunda.
I'm Jim Vanbusker, Director of the Gay and Lesbian Center at San Francisco Public Library, and I'd like to spend a few minutes telling you about this exhibit, Tales of the City, Lesbians and Gay Men Since Stonewall. This exhibit was conceived several months ago in conjunction with the University of California at Berkeley Bancroft Library. Speaking to a colleague there, he was talking about an exhibit he was planning, and I said, well, we're planning an exhibit too, and we decided to work together. Their exhibit, O Pioneers, 100 Years Before Stonewall, chronicles the 100 years prior to 1969, and we thought to supplement that, we would focus on the years since 1969 and focus specifically on the San Francisco Bay Area, since this area has been so rich in the development of the gay and lesbian civil rights movement. Our original conception was to do a timeline starting in 1969 and working through 1994, chronicling the significant events that had taken place in San Francisco. And we worked with that idea for a little while, and then we realized, given the configuration of the cases and people coming from a variety of different directions, that we didn't want to have a beginning and an end to the exhibit. So we wanted to do it more thematically. And what we did is took the same materials and the same information and shuffled it a little bit. So now we have in the 13 cases a case devoted to community, to religion, to sports, to the parades, to politics, media, and we thought that it was fitting that we devote one case to Randy Schultz, who we lost this year. We chose the title Tales of the City because we thought that Armistead Maupin's serial novel that took place here, was written here, was a fitting symbol of what has happened in the San Francisco Bay Area. And in fact, we were pleasantly surprised to see how many things have originated here. For example, the quilt panels behind me from the Names Project originated here. It was founded by Cleve Jones. And we thought that that would be a fitting tribute to the project and also to the many people who have died of AIDS. Similarly, the rainbow flag was developed by Gilbert Baker for a parade, and originally was 8 panels, then was reduced to 6, and has become not only the symbol for the gay and lesbian Pride Parade in San Francisco, but also an international symbol of gay and lesbian civil rights. So this exhibit, which runs from June 14th through August 31st, is an attempt to explore the various aspects of gay and lesbian life in the San Francisco Bay Area. It takes up this whole rotunda, entire second floor, and let's take a look at it. The Stonewall riot, which took place at the end of June in 1969 in New York, is seen as the benchmark in the struggle for gay and lesbian civil rights, although much happened prior to that. But we'll start there, and in an event which took place in San Francisco shortly thereafter was on October 25th, 1969. The San Francisco Examiner ran this article in which it referred to gay men as limp-wristed fairies. Lesbians were referred to as women who weren't really women, and transvestites as drag darlings. There was a demonstration at the Examiner buildings during which a bag of printer's ink was thrown from the second floor onto the demonstrators. The demonstrators took the ink and slapped their handprints onto the Hearst building and wrote slogans such as "Gay is good." This precipitated police arrests, and the day became known as the Friday of the Purple Hand. This was one of the very early instances post-Stonewall of gays standing up for their rights, and is part of our media case in which we show how representation of gays in the media, both mainstream and community, has changed over the years. So we thought the image of the purple hand was a powerful one, and we adopted that as our symbol for the exhibit. We wanted a fresh image to supplement pink triangles and rainbow flags, and that's what we used in the design of the poster. This case deals with sports and athletics, and the highlight here is the Gay Olympics, which was started in San Francisco in 1982, and I think it demonstrates the depths of homophobia in the world of sports that the Olympic Committee decided to sue over the use of the word Olympics. So we see some materials that say Gay Olympics, and then we see others that say Gay Games. And that, I think, says it all. In this case, it's a look at the politics of San Francisco and how they've developed over the last 25 years. In 1969, gays had little or no political clout, but shortly thereafter, in 1971, Dianne Feinstein addressed a meeting of the Society for Individual Rights, and that was the first time that a city official had addressed a gay group. And from then on, slowly, the gay community started recognizing their political clout and exercising it until in the 90s, we had Roberta Achtenberg, we had the Lavender Sweep, where 3 or 4 openly gay and lesbian politicians were elected to seats. So we've really made a lot of strides in the last 25 years. Of course, one of the most important political figures was Harvey Milk when he was elected after his 3rd try to the Board of Supervisors. And unfortunately, as we all know, his term was cut short. We have some of the headlines, Mayor and the Milk slain, Dan White seized. And then after the verdict of the Dan White trial, the Night of Fury, which became known as White Night, when the verdict against Dan White seemed so slight. And that's why we have the broken glass and the Twinkies. In this case, we look at schools, libraries, and other educational institutions and how they have worked hard to make information about lesbians and gays available, first of all, to ourselves, and then secondly, to more mainstream. So San Francisco State, University of California at Berkeley have offered courses, symposia, also Lavender U, some gay student coalitions, also the Gay and Lesbian Historical Society of Northern California, which was formed in 1985. The San Francisco Public Library has over the years developed gay and lesbian programming, exhibits, and this case takes a look at these things. In this case, we tried to survey the arts in the Bay Area, Olivia Records, Sylvester, performing arts, Theater Rhino, Valencia Rose, Josie's, the visual arts, all kinds of representations of gays and lesbians, and performances by gays and lesbians, the Gay Men's Chorus, the marching bands. We tried to do a survey of what's been happening in the Bay Area, which is pretty amazing and has led the country in many respects. The San Francisco Bay Area has been an important literary scene for a long time. Alice B. Toklas was born here. Gertrude Stein hails from Oakland. And since 1969, the publishing of gay and lesbian materials has exploded, from people like Pat Parker, Judy Grahn, Tom Gunn. We've seen today queer zines. One of the things we wanted to include in this case is the first installment of Armistead Maupin's serial Tales of the City, which appeared on May 25th, 1976, and went on to become a bestseller when it was published in book form. We have magazines dealing with gay literature and a whole panoply of chapbooks, poetry, novels, a wide variety of materials that demonstrate the importance of gay and lesbian contribution to literature. In this case, we've tried to document the 24 years of gay pride parades in San Francisco. Beginning in 1970, on Saturday, June 27th, there was a march from Aquatic Park to Civic Center. And then on the next Sunday, the 28th, there was a gay-in in Golden Gate Park. The next year, 1971, there was a march on Sacramento, and it wasn't until 1972 that we had the first official San Francisco gay pride parade. And over the years, it's changed its name to include Lesbian, Pride and Celebration. And this is some documentation with photos and t-shirts, buttons, programs of those parades. This case is devoted to Randy Schultz, who was one of the pioneering journalists in the field. And the San Francisco Public Library and the Gay and Lesbian Center is proud to be the repository for Randy's materials. We have all his archives and personal papers. From these materials, which have been supplemented by photographs and other ephemera from Linda Alban, we've tried to show the highlights of Randy's career, including his stint at the San Francisco Chronicle, magazine articles, and of course, his important books. Bars, baths, and clubs were the principal places for socializing for gay men and lesbians, and the proliferation of these clubs is evident in this case. We have a map from 1969 showing the bar scene all across the city, predominantly in the Polk Street area, and hardly any in the Castro area. We also have matchbooks from some of these clubs and bar cards. Unfortunately, now, for a variety of reasons, there are no lesbian bars in San Francisco, and so we wanted to have Last Call at Maud's represented, Maud's being an important lesbian hangout for many years. This case highlights the diversity of our communities, from gay and lesbian youth to gay and lesbian outreach to elders, Lavender Godzilla, Ashe, a journal for lesbians of African descent, also Gay American Indians was founded in San Francisco. So this is a case to show the wide diversity of who we are and what we've achieved in the Bay Area. This case focuses on the health concerns that have faced the lesbian and gay communities, specifically AIDS. San Francisco has been a pioneer in developing information and resource services for the AIDS crisis, particularly the San Francisco AIDS Foundation, Project Inform, and a variety of other organizations. One response to the crisis is the NAMES Project quilt, which was developed in June of 1987 by Cleve Jones and has gone on, unfortunately, to become a major project. We've chosen to display 4 panels from the quilt profiling San Francisco residents. Robert Chesley, an important playwright, Michael Martin, who was a staff member at the San Francisco Public Library, Chuck Solomon, a performance artist, and the recording star Sylvester. The exhibit also includes materials relating to religion and spirituality, which increasingly is important to the gay and lesbian communities, from gay and lesbian atheists to Metropolitan Community Church. All organized religions seem to have a component devoted to gays and lesbians. Shahar Zahav, the Jewish Temple, Zen, and some organizations like the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, who parody the bigotry of organized religion. Expanding the definition of family beyond biological or legal constructs, gays and lesbians began creating their own families by having and/or adopting children, registering as domestic partners, and continuing to fight the bigotry of those who would use the term family values as a weapon against them. I hope this brief tour highlighting the exhibit has piqued your curiosity. The materials from the exhibit come principally from the collections of the Gay and Lesbian Center, which will open in the new main library in 1996, supplemented by materials generously loaned by the Gay and Lesbian Historical Society of Northern California and other departments in San Francisco Public Library, as well as generous individuals. So we hope you'll come down and view Tales of the City, Lesbians and Gay Men since Stonewall in the second floor rotunda of the San Francisco Public Library, now through August 31st.
Hi, I'm Bryan Hickerson. You're watching at the Public Library on Citywatch, Cable 54.
Check out the library's programs for infants and toddlers. In the children's room of the main library, come for a lap sit at 10:30 a.m. on Saturdays. The Anza branch, Wednesdays at 7:15 p.m. Chinatown branch, call for dates, Saturdays at 10 a.m. Merced branch, Tuesdays at 10 a.m. In the Mission, Saturdays at 11 a.m. Noe Valley Sally Brunn branch, Wednesday evenings at 7. In North Beach, Tuesdays at 10:15 a.m., except for the third Tuesday of the month. In the Parkside, Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Potrero branch, Thursdays at 1:30 p.m. Richmond branch, Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. Call for dates. The Sunset branch asks for you to call for the schedule for lap sit. West Portal, 10:30 a.m. on Saturdays, and Western Addition, 10:30 a.m. on Saturdays. That's the Lap Sit program, stories, songs, and rhymes for infants and toddlers.
Dial a Story is a telephone service offering poems, rhymes, riddles, songs, and stories for children. Presented by the Office of Children's Services of the San Francisco Public Library, Dial a Story is offered in 3 languages: English, Spanish, and Cantonese. For English stories, dial 626-6516. For Spanish stories, dial 552-0535. And for Cantonese stories, dial 552-0534. Now here's a sampling of some Dial-A-Story fun.
Hello, thank you for calling Dial-A-Story, presented by Children's Services, San Francisco Public Library. Our story today is The Great Big Enormous Turnip by Alexei Tolstoy. Once upon a time, an old man planted a little turnip and said, "Grow, grow, little turnip, grow strong." And the turnip grew up sweet and strong and big and enormous. Then one day the old man went to pull it up. He pulled and pulled again, but he could not pull it up. So he called the old woman. The old woman pulled the old man, and the old man pulled the turnip, and they pulled and pulled again, but they could not pull it up. So the old woman called her granddaughter. The granddaughter pulled the old woman pulled the old man, and the old man pulled the turnip. And they pulled and pulled again, but they could not pull it up. The granddaughter called the black dog. The black dog pulled the granddaughter. The granddaughter pulled the old woman pulled the old man, and the old man pulled the turnip. And they pulled and pulled again, but they could not pull it up. The black dog called the cat. The cat pulled the dog pulled the granddaughter pulled the old woman pulled the old man pulled the turnip. And they pulled and pulled again, but still they could not pull it up. So the cat called the mouse. The mouse pulled the cat pulled the dog pulled the granddaughter pulled the old woman pulled the old man, and the old man pulled the turnip. They pulled and pulled again, and up came the turnip at last. And that night they all had an enormous turnip dinner. And that's all there is. There isn't any more.
This summer, a number of the branches are extending their open hours and providing special free events for children. This program is funded through the Mayor's Office of Children, Youth, and Their Families. In the background, you're listening to Callibri, one of the many great performances available this summer.
The instrument that I'm playing in English is called guitar. And if you put an A at the end of the word, you have the Spanish name. It's called guitarra. Guitarra, 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 amiga mía. Yo quiero que tú me lleves al tambor de la alegría, al tambor, al tambor, al tambor de la alegría. Yo quiero que tú me
In August, the Mayor's Summer Library Program's events begin on August 3rd, Wednesday, with Magic Mike Stroud, performing tricks and juggling at the Richmond branch. Then Gary LaPoe performs lively tunes for children at the Anza branch. On August 9th, Thursday, Yolanda Rhodes sings and dances her tales at the Marina branch in the morning, and then at the Ingleside branch at 1:30 in the afternoon. Then on Wednesday, August 10th, Kelmar brings magical tales from Mama's Kitchen to the Ocean View branch at 1:30 p.m. and the North Beach branch at 3:30 p.m. And on Wednesday, August 10th, Daniel Volk with yo-yos, tops, and paddle balls goes to the Parkside branch at 7 p.m. On August 11th, Thursday, Magic Mike Stroud with tricks and juggling will be at the Noe Valley Sally Brunn branch at 1 p.m. and then at the Park branch at 3:30 p.m. On Saturday, August 13th, you can see Callibri, the group you're looking at now, at the Mission branch at 12 noon, at the Bernal Heights branch at 2 p.m., and again at the West Portal branch at 3:30 p.m. And then on August 13th, Word for Word will be at the Potrero branch at 2:30 p.m. performing 2 short stories by Sandra Cisneros. On August 16th, Kelmar will be at the Chinatown branch library at 10:30 a.m. and the Noe Valley Sally Brunn branch at 2 p.m. performing magical tales from Mama's Kitchen. And Word for Word will be at Visitation Valley at 11:30 a.m., at the Bernal Heights branch at 2 p.m., and at the Mission branch at 4 p.m. Then the Magic Makers will be performing their magic at the Mission branch at 5 p.m. That's all on Tuesday, August 16th. Then on Wednesday, August 17th, Magic Mike Stroud will be back at the Chinatown branch at 1 p.m. with tricks and juggling. And then he'll be at the main children's department at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Also on August 17th, Kelmar will be at the Western Addition branch at 3 p.m. and the Bayview Wadden branch at 7 p.m. And Sherry DeBrot with international stories at the Ortega branch at 7 p.m. And Gary LePeau will be around again with his lively tunes for children at the Merced branch library at 7 p.m. Then on Wednesday, August 24th, Chris Abbey with Ventriloquism and Magic at the Glen Park branch library at 7 p.m. And Yolanda Rhodes will be at the Eureka Valley branch at 1:30 p.m. and at the Park branch at 3 p.m. Then, on Thursday, August 25th, Chris Abbey will be back with Ventriloquism and Magic at the Excelsior branch library at 2:45 p.m. in the afternoon. And finally, on Tuesday, August 30th, Magic Dan Snyder will be performing magic at the Ortega branch library at 10:30 a.m. in the morning. All the events are free and open to children and the adults who accompany them. Here's more of Callibri.
Recycling is using stuff over and over again to help save the earth. Recycling is to use something over and over and never waste it.
Every scientist and every expert says the simplest and most important thing each of us can do for the environment is to recycle. Keep cans, bottles, and papers out of our landfills so they can get recycled.
Take it back. Take it back.
Buy stuff that's recycled. Recycle the stuff you buy. Take it back.
The Reading is a Magic Trip summer reading program has been a huge success this year, with many branches reporting more children participating than last year. And this year, Bryan Hickerson of the Giants again lent his support to the summer reading program, as well as the Friends of the Library, the San Francisco Giants, and the Gap Foundation. All children who read 8 or more books received a prize of either a paperback book or tickets to a San Francisco Giants baseball game. The summer reading program ends on Saturday, August 13th. Many branches are planning special summer reading finale programs, so check your local branch for scheduled times and more details. What brings you to the Marina Branch Library today?
To get books.
Oh, what kind of books?
Mystery.
Oh, do you like to read mystery books too? Uh-huh. Okay, well thanks very much.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Good afternoon. What brings you down to the Marina Branch Library today?
I'm just returning all of my son's books. He's 2 years old and he's a voracious reader, and I can't buy enough to satisfy him, so I check out books about every 2 weeks for him. Huge stacks like this.
Here's a listing of many of the great programs the branches are offering for children this month. At the Ocean View Reading Center, drop by on Thursdays for their kids programs, beginning on Thursday, August 4th at 10:30 a.m., preschool story time. Then on Thursday, August 11th at 3 p.m., a video program. And finally, Thursday, August 18th at 3 p.m., the summer reading finale. Celebrate the end of the summer reading program with Stamp Francisco. The Ocean View Reading Center is at 111 Broad Street near Plymouth. Then on Tuesday, August 9th at 10:30 a.m., the Marina Branch Library will be having preschool video programs for children ages 3 to 5, featuring Golden Fish and Morris's Disappearing Bag. That's the Marina Branch Library, 1890 Chestnut Street, near Webster. Also on Tuesday, August 9th, the Ingleside Reading Center will be having a craft program for children ages 6 and older at 2 p.m. That's the Ingleside Reading Center, 387 Ashton Avenue, near Ocean. The Visitation Valley Reading Center will be having preschool video programs on Wednesday, August 10th at 10 a.m. and again at 10:45 a.m. And on Wednesday, August 17th, their summer reading finale will be at 3 p.m. That's the Visitation Valley Reading Center at 45 Leland Avenue, near Old Bayshore. The Eureka Valley Harvey Milk Branch will be having an art program for children 6 and older on Friday, August 12th at 2 p.m. That's the Eureka Valley Harvey Milk Branch Library, 3555 16th Street, near Market. The Richmond branch will be holding their summer reading finale for children with awards and prizes and Kid Power participants. Musical entertainment will be by Bonnie Lockhart. That's the Richmond Branch Library at 351 9th Avenue, near Geary. The North Beach branch is showing a number of wonderful films on Tuesday, August 16th, beginning with a preschool film program at 10 a.m. and again at 10:30 a.m. and 3 p.m. And then at 3:45 in the afternoon, a film program for children 6 and older. That's the North Beach Branch Library at 2000 Mason Street at Columbus. At the Sunset Branch Library on Tuesday, August 16th, a preschool film program of Harry and the Lady Next Door and The Dingles will be showing at 10:30 a.m., 11:15 a.m., and again at 1:30 p.m. That's the Sunset Branch Library at 1305 18th Avenue, near Irving. The Western Addition branch will be having a preschool film program for children ages 3 to 5 on Tuesday, August 16th at 10:30 a.m. That's the Western Addition branch at 1550 Scott Street at Geary. Enjoy magic tricks and fun with Magic Dan Snyder at a magic show for children on Thursday, August 25th at 3 p.m. at the Presidio Reading Center at 3150 Sacramento Street, near Baker. The main library has lots of children's programs to offer this month. Starting on Wednesday, August 10th at 3 p.m., a craft program for children 6 and older. Then on Wednesday, August 17th, a preschool film program at 10 a.m. and again at 10:45 a.m. Then on Thursday, August 18th, another preschool film program at 10 a.m., 10:45 a.m., and 2 p.m. And the same day, Thursday, August 18th, a film program for children 6 and older at 3 p.m. Finally, on Friday, August 26th, from 3 in the afternoon till 6 p.m., an international chess tournament for ages 6 through 18. Please sign up by August 24th. Those activities are all at the main library, located in the Civic Center at Larkin and McAllister.
Your history shouldn't be a mystery. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power.
Pancho Villa and Zapata.
Martin Luther King and Malcolm X.
King and Samoa.
Livia Carlos.
The library is the place to be, and a hero is more than a sandwich, G. Knowledge, power, use it.
Bruce Lee. Maybe Magic. Wesley Snipes, Spike Lee, Minister Farrakhan.
The library, knowledge, power, use it.
Hi, I'm Susan Harloe, and I'm a middle school outreach librarian for San Francisco Public Library. And I'm here in the Teen Corner at the main library, which is down by Civic Center. When we have our new main library built in 1996, this Teen Corner will become a teen center. It will be very expanded. We'll have tables for teens to sit at and do your homework. We'll have magazines, we'll have tapes, books. And speaking of books, there's some we have right now at the main library and at other public libraries that might be of interest to you. This is How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way by Stan Lee. And Stan Lee is the creator of Spider-Man. If you're interested in comics and drawing and the Marvel style, you'd be interested in this one. He shows you step by step what it's like to draw action figures, to draw superheroes and grotesque creatures. This is How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way by Stan Lee. Another book that might be of interest is the new Teenage Body book. This is a revised version of an older title, and it answers hundreds and hundreds of questions you might have about becoming a teenager and just what is it that's happening to your body. This is the new Teenage Body book. There's some fiction titles that I'd like to show you too. This one is Sweet Whisper's Brother Rush by Virginia Hamilton. This is the story of a young girl named Teresa. They call her Tree. Now Teresa's 15 years old and she's got a powerful lot of responsibility. She's responsible for all the cooking at home, all the cleaning at home. She has to take care of her older brother. Something's a little wrong with him. Dabney, his name is. Something's a little off. They don't quite know what it is. Teresa's mother is never home because she works around the clock as a live-in nurse. So Tree has a lot to do. One day she's coming home from school and she sees sitting over on the stoop a guy she'd never seen before in her neighborhood. He looks really sharp. He's wearing these old-timey clothes. He looks good, though. And she wonders, who is he? But she forgets about it when she gets home because she has so much to do, to take care of her brother, take care of the house, do her homework. Now there's a little room that Teresa has made for herself. It's a closet. And she's turned it into a place where she can just go and be alone. And one day after school, she gets home and she opens the closet door. And when she goes in, she sees, sitting not just on the table, but through the table, the same guy that she had seen down the street, the guy with the old-timey clothes. And he's holding up a little mirror. And Teresa goes and looks in the mirror and gets pulled through it into her own past. And she starts finding out things about herself, why her brother is the way he is, and who is this young man who sits through her table holding up the mirror time after time. This is Sweet Whisper's Brother Rush. If this book sounds interesting to you, or if you've already read it and liked it, then you will certainly like this title, which is Coffee Will Make You Black by April Sinclair. This is a fairly new book. It came out this spring, and it's by a woman who lives in Oakland. April Sinclair is a local writer. It's the story of Stevie. She's a young woman growing up on the south side of Chicago between 65 and 1967. She and her friends worry about things like straightening their hair or bleaching their skin, and they have a saying that coffee will make you black. This book starts out with Stevie in the 6th grade, and she starts finding out about boys and about girls. She has her first fight with another girl over a boy. But as the years go by in this book, and we come up to 1967 and then 1968, and the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King, the people that Stevie is with no longer think so much about straightening their hair and bleaching their skin. They start thinking about other things and about what it is to be an African-American woman growing up on the south side of Chicago. This is Coffee Will Make You Black by April Sinclair. Besides books and magazines at the library, we have programs for teens too. This fall we'll be having a lot of programs, especially for middle schoolers. We'll have 2 of our popular Murder Mystery at the Library programs again. We'll have one at the Sunset Branch and one at the North Beach Branch, and that will be in October. We'll also be having some homework skills programs, as well as Word for Word Performing Arts Company. So tune in again to Channel 54 at the Public Library and find out more about these programs as they come up this fall. Thank you.
Hi, what brings you to the Marina Branch Library today?
Just to pick up some catalogs for myself.
Catalogs of what?
City College, to take some classes.
Oh, I'm bringing back an overdue book.
An overdue book? How many days?
40 cents.
Oh, that's not too bad. So do you use the Marina Branch often?
Occasionally, yeah, it's a good place to study. And it's a good assortment for a small library.
Well, I do live in the Marina, and I've been here all my life, and I have a granddaughter that I love very, very much, and she loves to read, so we come over here and get her books.
And what type of books do you get for her?
Oh, children books, and, you know, she's 6, but she reads, and she loves all the books, children books, whatever.
I'm doing some research for my company. It's a newsletter called Busters, and this is a great place to do all my work. It's really quiet and peaceful.
What is the newsletter about?
Investment scams and business opportunity scams. And
so you come down here to work. Do you use some of the materials in helping you put the newsletter together?
Yes, a lot of books and articles and newspapers. Everything's here, everything I need.
So here we are at the Marina Branch with David Dale, the branch manager. Dave, can you tell us a little bit about the Marina Branch, its collections, etc.?
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to be in charge of this branch for the past 2 years. The neighborhood is a terrific neighborhood. Many people may come over to Chestnut Street to shop and to go to some of the many coffee shops within easy walking distance of the branch. Our branch is one of the more busy neighborhood branches in the city. People come in here for obviously bestsellers and popular reading material, of which we do a large reserve book business. People pay 50 cents to reserve whatever might be on the bestseller list to be sure they get it. But also this branch is heavily used by people doing investment research. We have Value Line for stock investment and the Morningstar Report for mutual funds and a lot of other business-related research material. We also have popular items like books on tape. Thanks to a generous donation last year by one of the neighborhood residents, we have been able to build a pretty large collection of books on tape. The branch is all one floor, easily accessible to wheelchairs and handicapped. And there is parking available on the street, although we don't have a specific parking lot. We also have a nice large children's selection, and we do Tuesday morning story hours, and usually about once a month a video program for preschoolers. We're also on the terminus of some major bus routes in the city, the 22 Fillmore, the 30 Stockton line, as well as the 43, and the one more bus line, the 19. Because they end right around here in Moscone Park, a lot of kids going to and from high school or middle school will come in and use the library between buses, so to speak, or on their way home to do homework and just find some fun reading. Well, as you can see, we have a lot of big open glass walls, which makes for pleasant vistas onto the ball fields and tennis and basketball courts of Moscone Field. The neighborhood lore is that Joe DiMaggio used to shag balls right outside our library here, and I haven't seen Joe in recently, however, even though we have a great collection of books on baseball.
As we conclude our visit to the Marina Branch Library on its 40th anniversary, it's clear that this vibrant branch library continues to play a vital role in the life of the Marina. Any visit to the Marina District wouldn't be complete without checking out the Marina Branch Public Library.
City guides are volunteers who enjoy the city and its stories. Let them share their knowledge and enthusiasm with you on free walking tours of various San Francisco locations. Call 557-4266 for more information on free public tours of San Francisco.
You too can be a friend of the San Francisco Public Library. Join us. For more information, phone the Friends of the San Francisco Public Library at 557-4257.
We'd like to hear what you think of At the Public Library. Please send your comments to San Francisco Public Library, Media Production Services, Civic Center, San Francisco, California, 94102.
You've been watching At the Public Library here on cable channel 54, Citywatch. At the Public Library features news and information about the San Francisco Public Library system. And for a printed copy of some of the information in this program, pick up a copy of At the Public Library at your branch or at the main library. Tune in next time for more At the Public Library, and thanks for watching.